Can you guys see my screen? Can you see me and can you hear me clearly? Yes, no?
Yes, to all of them. Yes.
Perfect. Awesome. Awesome, guys. So let's get started. Again, please put yourself on mute. So this is, again, maximizing earning potential as an F1 international student. Okay, so that's the topic today. So let's get started. Just wait for one more minute. So let's, okay. So this is quick. I'll just do a quick introduction and agenda for today. It may be 45 minutes, 30 minutes, or 1 hour, and sometimes with Q&A it can go higher, but I'm not sure. So so first of all, so my name is Sachin Rajgiri. I am with company called Vinisco. Okay. So first thing is, let me just introduce myself. So I have, I have been in US for about more than 20 years. I have, I did several jobs with many companies. There's nothing in the world that I have not tried. Okay. Uh, and I was a software engineer with PayPal before PayPal and other companies, CNBC as a software engineer. Before I was a co-founder of Vinisco. So from last 10 years, I've been helping a lot of students find jobs. I helped more than 100, 150, 200 students find jobs. In this year itself, we helped about 58 students find full-time jobs. Okay. So I talk to students like daily basis, 2 to 3 students I know, because we work with IS, we work on a different model. I know everybody's pay. I know everything about them. Okay. So I have access to the information that you probably don't have for many years. So that's why I can, you should listen to me, because I know much more than you guys probably ever know. It could take you many years before you can reach at the level I am at. Okay. So all the information presented here. So now also I want to, you might ask how you can work with Vinisco. So Vinisco works on percentage, and then I'll tell you later. If you do want to work with Vinisco later, we do not charge anything upfront. It's purely based on percentage and success based. If we help you find something, if you make money, you share a small percentage of it with us, but that's for later. So if you do want to work with Vinisco, you can talk to me later. Okay, that's not the point today. There will be some time for question and answers in the end. Just give me 1 second here. So there will be some time for question and answer later. So, and if you don't discuss anything personal situation here, if you do want to discuss, please send me an email, and don't put anything in email. Just send, I want to discuss Sachin, and then give me 1 second. I want to discuss something, Sachin, and then, we can take it from there. Okay. This is getting recorded, and I will send it to everyone. So don't worry about it. So just please mute yourself. And so, so just want to make sure, again, everybody can hear me fine. Okay. So let's get started. Okay. Again, I'm just warning you. Okay. Don't take this literally. This talk is purely for monetary purpose. Okay. I don't consider your lifestyle. It is only if you want to make money ASAP. Okay. It is not if you want a lifestyle, you want to go in research, you want to go anything else you want to do in life. This is not for you. This is purely to make more money. That's it. It doesn't care about your lifestyle. It doesn't care about so this is the ways you can do it. And this is the better ways. And everything is legal. There's nothing illegal. I'm going to tell you this all about my experience. Okay. These views are my own, which means that I have talking to many students, talking to many employers every day for many years. I have formed a view, and this is my view. Your experience will be different, and there will always be exceptions to what I tell you. Whatever I tell you, there will be many exceptions. So it is not like what I'm telling you is exactly what's going to happen. This is my view. what I know, because I talk to students, I talk to employers every day, 24/7. This so okay. So don't take it 100% literally. Sachin said this. You make your own view. I'm going to tell you the facts. Okay. So let's get started. Any questions before we get started? All right. So first thing is about graduation timing. Okay. So something it has to do with. So we all know what this time is money. Okay. So time is money. Just give me. Kid in the background saying he has to potty. All right. So we all know that time is money. Okay. We all know that. So from my perspective, and some of these things are pretty much ruthless. And so I'm, again, as I said, don't take it with, I think I'm very ruthless as such because I see much, I have the data to back it up and you have to make your own. I think amount time you spend in education waste of your time. You should not be doing that at this point of time. So let me, what do I mean by that? I'm going to share a spreadsheet with you. Okay. So can you guys still see my, can you still see my screen?
Yeah.
So this is what I think, what I came up with, okay? So this is a spreadsheet of total earnings you can do before age of 30, okay? And this is full of presumptions. It's wild and it has nothing, it's close, but it has a lot of assumptions. So don't take this literally again, okay? The reason I came up with this was, I came across two students. I will not name that person just for the privacy. And I will go through this person name is K. Let's assume that his name is K. So I came across two students and they did their associate's degree only. Okay. Associate's degree. So they did their 12th and they started doing associate degree. And so I'm assuming the age, but about 2 years of associate degree, they got 3 years of OPT. Then I had many students. So again, as I said, we help many students find full-time jobs. So we have access to their pay stubs. We know, like not pay stubs, but what salary they got. So I observed something which I found weird, that a guy with 2 years associate degree is making similar to a guy with 4 years of bachelor. His loan is much more, and then a student with master's degree 1 year, and then a student with 2 years. So I put together a spreadsheet. So if you're doing just associate, then you're going to make money from age 20. That's pure assumption. So 65 is where you start because you just have associates. So you're going to start at much lower salary. If you're bachelor's, you're going to start working at, let's assume 22. And if you're a student with master, you're going to start working at 23. And then if you are master with 2, you might start working at 24. So if you calculate the total earnings, you are much better off doing the shortest possible degree. And bachelor's, that's my assumption. So what is the bottom line here? The bottom line is that don't waste your time in education, and so the guy we helped find a job also did, it's about, he also made like $90,000. And so I was a little surprised that, how can somebody as young as possible can make, and not especially as talented as, like talented, but not like, like average guy. So the first point I want to make is that first point is that you don't spend time in education. Okay. So the fact is the market is hot. Okay. Market is hot. So with just right proper training and guidance, anyone can get a job. This is especially true for a little bit experience. If you have worked back in India, in any field, in especially in software, in IT, whatever, you can get a job ASAP. You don't have to worry about it. And I told you about the case studies. I do this day in, day out. Okay. It is possible that university you are in paid a commission to somebody to recommend you to that university. So you don't have to stick to that university. Okay. So that's also facts. Action items. So what can you do? So what can you do? First, graduate as fast as as you can, preferably less than a year or less than a year. Okay. So that is the first line of business, because as I said, the market is hot. It does not care if you do, because I see students who come with 1 day degree. I see 2 years. I have come across situations where people did 2.5 years of degree. They still make the same money. So how does it matter? Because every year you're in university, you're getting charged more, you are piling up the debt, and you're not earning, right? So that's a loss. So graduate as fast as as you can, preferably less than 1 year. If your school does not allow you to graduate sooner because they don't have that subject that offer you, in summer, all that bullshit they give you, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. You can change schools. I know many students who are very smart. They came and they changed the schools because they wanted to graduate early, or they were not. They were so. Take, if you cannot, again, this is not applicable for every one of you, but if you are in that situation where you have a chance to graduate faster, do it right now. There are many schools which are lower cost. If I were you, and if I'm starting out, I would find the cheapest school you can graduate fastest, so you can reduce the debt and you're going to take. Okay. So fastest graduation from the cheapest school. So that gives you the maximum bang for the buck. Again, degree in all that does not matter. End of the day, we help students with masters in computers, masters in, and they did double masters in computer. They still help come to us. We have helped students with double masters in chemical, mechanical. They still come to us. So as long as you have the skill sets, it doesn't matter as much as it used to before. Okay. So any questions on this one so far? Okay. So the bottom line is that take summer classes, whatever it takes, graduate as soon as possible. Okay. The world needs engineers like you to be in the industry, not in the school. Okay. Right now, everything you need, everything you're gonna learn, or the school is gonna teach you, is available online, or is available with like bootcamp like us, Vinisco, that can teach you those skills in 2 months, or like 6 weeks that you're gonna take 1 year. So again, world needs engineers like you in the industry, not in the school. I will leave some question and answer session, so we can talk about. If you have a question, write it down. We'll talk in the end. Okay, make sense? So let's move on to any questions. So let's just take one question if anybody has a question. Okay, so let me just see if I have. Okay, I'm going to share them. I'm going to share the recording. So don't worry about it. I have your email addresses. I'll share the recording. Okay. So let's move on to the next item. Okay. So OPT allows you to do as many jobs as possible legally. There's no restrictions on OPT. Okay. There is no, you can do 2 jobs. You can do one full-time, one part-time. I know personally students who are doing 2 jobs. Okay. And I know a person who is doing 3 jobs also. So I'm not going to share anything, but that is obviously pretty much illegal. But I know a person who is doing 3 jobs. How he's handling it, and he's doing 3 full-time jobs. Okay, how he's handling it is I don't know. He's probably crazy man, but but he is. So you can find one full-time and one part-time. You don't have, it's legal, and you can inform your existing employer that you're doing a part-time job, because your skill set, this is the time that, because there's so much demand for your skill sets, it is possible to do that. Okay, legally. Okay, and so students will like sometimes find job in Hawaii, which gives them that 7 hours difference. So one job you can do in Hawaii time, one you can do in East Coast, West Coast. So the overlap is pretty much zero. That gives you that ability to do that. All right. Let's okay. Again, so don't be penny wise, pound foolish. Okay. Uh, so so when I was graduating a very long time back, I'm an old man. So when I was graduating long time back, I realized that I had no skills that would help me land a job. Okay, I had no skills. I just wasted my time in university. So university campus are good for one thing. They are good for making friends and having fun. That's it. Okay, that's there is no other better use of university. Have fun, make friends, and network. That's the only thing it's good for. Okay, for education, there are better ways. Okay, and yeah, obviously landing in US is a ticket to US, so it's great for that. But other than that, it's not like as good. So I was kind of similar to your situation. I didn't do anything in my masters. I just had fun. So, but what did I do in last semester? I figured that I will not be able to get a job. I don't have the skill set. I might have taken all the courses I need, but I knew that nobody's going to give me a job because I did not have the industry skill sets, right? So I had a $12 per hour, OIT, Office of Information Technology job. So I quit that job. So I used to make $12 an hour. For that time, it was one of the highest paying jobs. So I kind of focused on boot camp for last few months of my graduation, because I knew that once you hit your OPT time, that is the earning time. So don't waste the time that once you graduate, you should have a job on day one, because anytime you don't have a job on day one, you're losing that money. That is your earning point. You are in school, have fun, do whatever it takes, because that is a dead time. But if you are on OPT, you should not be wasting a single day. So I got the job the fastest, made most money, and I did not miss the amazing college moments too. So because I was smart enough that to know that in my last I will not get a job, so I took some help and just got a job. So on campus job is waste of my time, your time. This is my thinking. You're better off coming to companies like take a bootcamp, start preferring for real jobs. So money you will earn in internship or like companies like us will help you on is more than 3 to 4 months of on-campus work. So if you're an on-campus job with a library or doing some meaningless work, stop it. Don't do it. It's waste of your time. Okay. So this is called penny wise, pound foolish, because just now, so you have to remember that for a university on campus, TA, GA, RA, they're all sources of cheap labor. Okay. I don't want to be harsh, but that is the truth. It's source of cheap labor for them. Okay. GA, TA, RA still makes sense if you're getting a tuition remission. If you're getting a tuition remission, you're better off with GA, TA, RA, and that's good. But if you're not getting a tuition remission and you're not getting, I'm talking on campus job, not GATRA are still much better off because you're getting a tuition remission. So that's good. You should keep and you should work on that. But on campus job is waste of your time. Okay. So you have to remember that always you can make $5,000 to $8,000 outside the university if you have the right skill set. So you have to remember that if you can work outside the university, you can make $5,000 to $8,000 a month. Okay. Now, all you need is a legal work authorization, right? So that's what my thinking is. Again, you can be wrong, I can be wrong, but that is, I know this is for fact. It is waste of your time. Anytime you're not building something that will help you get closer to the job, whether it's a technical bootcamp or Udemy course or doing a project for a company on site, anything you're not doing, you're wasting your time, because that is what will get you close to the full-time job and you can make much more later. So, all right. About work authorization, okay. One more thing that I have realized that most students have no clue that they have 11 months of CPT that they can utilize to work outside the campus and a full 3 months in summer. So they know what internship, but CPT, not many people are aware. And if they are, they don't know how to really utilize it. Okay. So first step I told you is to go find your university policy, because There is no one rule for every university. Every university has different policies. So first step you need to do is find whether your university offers 20 hours or week or 40 hours a week of CPT. Is it on campus or is it off campus? And from which semester you can start working off campus, 40 hours or even 20 hours. So off campus is your ticket to freedom, ticket to making money. On campus, not much you can do. Off campus, even if it's 20 hours, is your ticket to making money. All right. So you need to first find out to do anything, you need to find out the rules. Many people don't even know. They don't even know. They haven't gone to the university counselor to ask, when can I work? When can I? They just work with, so you need to be proactive. You need to know exactly what your university offers, when there is offer, how much hours, what are the rules. To break the rules, you need to know the rules. Okay. So first, if you still have the time, and if you are in the early stages of doing your degree, you can shift to university with more generous off-campus policy. Okay. um, and some of the university not, and some of you might be late, but if you do, please just shift to something or make the first. So since there is a shortage of resources, you are likely to find something you can come, or if you have CPT and you don't know how to use it, you can come to us. We can help you find something. And again, we say we only charge percentage. We don't charge anything upfront. So you can only charge percentage of whatever you're going to earn. Okay. Any questions so far? All right. About degrees. Okay. So most students who come to us are supply chain, finance, information system, mechanical, public policy, those kind of student. Okay. So again, I want to everyone to know that a lot of these jobs are in IT. Okay. If you are not in proper software or software related field, or anything related to building a product, get into that right now, because it's gonna help you tremendously. Okay. And again, and this is not for everyone. A lot of everyone mechanical eventually gets a job. Everybody eventually gets a job, but the struggle you have to go through for months and months and months, that's a waste of your time and resources, and your loan kind of keeps piling up. So it's better off to accept the reality and prepare beforehand. And because I haven't come across many students who are in computer science who are struggling, they somehow get much faster. So I kind of realize, okay, and even if you don't want to get into programming, that's okay. There are technical fields which doesn't require programming. You can ask, we can discuss that offline. But again, just to say, all right. So getting to the field selection is the most important thing. You need to decide before you graduate what you are going to be. You have to be very specific. I want to be a software engineer. I want to be this. I want to be this. And you have to prepare for it, right? You cannot just go and one day say, I did my degree, now give me a job. It's not going to happen. Okay. It's not going to happen unless you're coming from like top universities. Okay. So get into technical field as soon as possible, even if it's for your own learning. But okay, if you're not from STEM, take some STEM courses, convert it into a STEM degree. It is really stupid of people to come here and expect that in 1 year you're going to get, H1B. It's not going to happen. Okay, I have many students who return back to their home countries. So if you don't have STEM degree, convert it into STEM. Do whatever it takes, even if it means losing 6 months of your do it. All right. And from my experience, if you know your stuff, nobody is caring these days. If you have degree, you don't have degree, it doesn't matter, unless you're from top 10 to 15 branded university. If you're like branded Harvard, Wharton, MIT, USC, all those like very top notch universities, you good. Otherwise, don't worry about it. Don't worry about that. Okay. And again, you have to remember you're in America. Okay. You have people keep forget, hey, I'm not getting a job or whatever. Remember, you are in America, and by law, they can only hire people for skill set they cannot find with US citizens. So you have to remember these words. By law, they can only hire people the skill set they cannot. So you have to be like, what is the skill set that they don't have in America? Okay. It's great that you want to be in public policy. It's great that you want to do the work that you want to do in life, but you'd always remember you're in US, and they will only require, take the skill set that they don't have. Also remember that why would a employer go through a lot of pain of F1, H1B cost, all that stuff for you? Why would anybody do that if they have readily available US citizens for you? Why would they do that? So that's why you need to be in the field where there is a scarcity of resources. Simple as that. It's supply demand thing. Less supply means more demand, and you need to be where the demand is high, supply is less. As simple as that. It's a simple economics equation. There's nothing great about it. Okay. So that's my view on that one. So about H1B and green card. Okay. So many people don't know that H1B green card, your degree, everything is mutually exclusive events. They don't have, you don't have to have H1 to get a green card. You don't need to have F1 to get H1. These are not like, you do first, you do degree. So most people, students think like this, right? I will do the degree, then I'll do my H1B, then I'll do my green card. And, again, it works for most students, but again, if these are not mutually exclusive, you should start thinking, how about I get my H1 green card from the day one you land in US? Because technically it is possible, no, legally, and it's not. I'm not saying to break the rules. Again, it's possible. So why can't you do it? The challenge, there are some challenges. So to make that happen, first you need to, attach yourself to a company. They might take some percentage of income, but you will make much more in long run. So what do I mean? So again, what do I mean by attaching yourself to a company? You don't, most students don't have the technical know-how, the capability, the network to make this happen by themselves. So you need to attach yourself to a company. What I mean, attach yourself, you don't have to legally work on it. Attach means you need to work with them, put them in your network, work with them constantly. How you, like company and Vinisco can help you, how you can get H1B quicker, how you can get green card quicker. So by aligning yourself means you work with them, means from day one, or day one means you start kind of working with them informally. So that is what I mean. So you need to have a good network to do this, but it's technically it is possible. I know students who are doing it right now, but this is possible for students who have, let's say your brother has a good company in somewhere. This is happening for students whose relatives are here and they're established. They have their own companies, things like that. Those are the students that are making it happen because they have the network. There's brother is in there, there's father is in there who is helping them out. Okay. So to do this unrealistic things, you need your own man to help you. Okay. But it's possible. Okay. And again, Vinisco can help you with that. All right. Just so you know, for H1B, the cost of filing is only $200 now. Okay, it's probably even $100. So what does that mean? So your employer just has to pay $200 to file for H1, which means, but again, the legal fees, if it gets picked up, is about $4,500. But right now it's just $200 just to apply. So also I want you to know that there is no need for client letter anymore. So you guys might not know this, but the history of H1B, but you used to need client letter. You need to establish employee-employer relationship. There was a lot of pain. Now, the barrier to entry is very low for H1B because all you need to do is apply. Okay, so the barrier to entry is low. That means tons of people are filing for H1. Okay. So in simple terms, I'll get you the bottom line. Bottom line is H1B has got much easier since Biden administration, and hence getting picked up in H1 lottery is going to be getting much harder. Okay. So this is the bottom line. I'm not going to go in the details, but the bottom line is this. So what does it mean for you? It means that you need to have to try harder, or you have to try, you need more chances to make it happen. Number one, you need more chances to make it happen. You will probably need to So you probably need more chances, and you probably need, for example, you can actually, if you're not graduate, if you're graduating in May, you can file for your H1 right now. Okay, we can help you in that also, but you can file for H1B right now. So you get one extra chance, okay, to file for H1. So if you're graduating in December, you can file, maybe you can try, we'll see, but you can do things much faster than you think you can. Okay, now it's all one-on-one situations, so we'll talk about that later. And there's also one extreme route that I do not recommend. It's only for people who typically get into legal status trouble. You can shift yourself to a CPT, day one CPT university, which universities are legal. They are authorized. It's not illegal. They're totally legal, but they will offer you day one CPT, which means that you can start working right away. Okay. I do not recommend these route except in urgent cases. But if you really don't care about your degree, you can, and you don't want to make money right now, this is the fastest probably way to do this. Okay, it's a little bit extreme. So my conclusion is this. Okay, job market is hot right now. Okay, hottest I have seen in several years. Okay, whatever your situation might be, you can make it work to your advantage. You can make money. Okay, even if you're in the US, you don't have legal status to work in the US, you do have legal status to work in your home country or your native country, right? So you can work around those barriers also. If you do want to work and make money, you can do that. Okay, we can help. So there's, everything is possible. Okay, you just have to open your, you know. So okay, so I think that's it from my side. I'm going to open up for question and answers. Again, as I said, please don't ask any personal, you can ask generic question, but don't give any personal details, because this is public. And so, I can only answer some questions in private. So it's open to anyone. With anybody has a question, you can go ahead. Okay, anyone has a question? Yes, no, you can ask generic question. Okay, so is it important to work in this? So I have a question from someone, from Juhi. Is it important to work in the same stream you have degree in during OPT period? Okay, the answer is no. It doesn't have to be. I have seen public policy doing project management. I've seen masters in project management doing software engineering. It doesn't matter. It used to matter before, but not anymore. The reason being, so there were some cases where the USC has rejected it, but the lawyer hires a professor, and professor kind of helps justify, at least the end of the day, you need to have at least one or two course that you took in whatever degree you are in. If you took one course related to that, so I would, one more thing I highly recommend is take one or two computer science courses. If you want to ever shift to computer science, it's going to be much easier. So take at least one or two computer science database courses, even if you are from non-computer science background. This will help justify later, because we had some cases. So we hired a lawyer, and so lawyer hired a university professor. So what university professor does it, he goes through the transcripts, and he looks at some courses, and then he tries to justify, and every time we won the case. We were able to basically do that without any issues. So yes, the answer is yes, it's possible, but I would say, just to prepare for it, start taking some courses in computer science. Okay, what is H1B deadline for this year? It's obviously April 1st. It's still April 1st. That's from. I have one more question. I'm passing in August 2022 with 1 year OPT. valid up to 23. Can I file H1B this year? Yes, you can file for H1B this year. Um, Deepak, yes, you can file H1B this year if you're graduating in August. Yes. Um, can you do trading in US stock market while being a student? I would say that is out of my out of the context. Yes, you can buy. You cannot do day trading and on money or something. You cannot do day, but you can definitely buy stocks, whatever you want. You cannot do day trading. Okay. For CPT in summer, how do you want us to pick company to apply to enhance the probability? So, all right. So again, let me give you my email addresses. So this is my email address. I would say let's just send me your situation and we will. And okay, if so, Juhi, if you want to register to you, just send me an email. You want to register, we'll take a look. Just send me an email, whatever you want. Send me an email, and we can look at your personal situation. So this week we have 2 boot camps starting, so might not be able to get back to you, but we'll get back to you soon. Okay, but send an email with your situation, and we can see what we can help. Okay. What else is there? What else? Any other question, guys? What is how about people with internship experience only? Okay. This again, as I said, you can get job based on internship experience only. It is nothing. You know, it doesn't matter. As I said, like your experience has to be in where you're looking for, and end of the day, you can get. We help such people who did not have any experience, no internship at all, never worked. We help them get a job. We had a situation who had like couple of years work experience in India. They wanted to shift to something else. We help. So we can help with everything. And Vanel is asking which particular courses we treated in bootcamp. So bootcamps, we have front-end development, front-end full stack, and data analyst, data science. These are the 2 courses right now that we have. All right, guys, I think if you don't have any questions, I'm going to wind up. Okay, I have one more question. If we do 2 jobs on OPT, one part-time, other full-time, is it legal? Yes, it is legal. And do we have to inform both the employers about the side job? Yes, you do have to inform about. Yes, you have to inform both jobs about as long as they don't. Yes, you do need to inform them. So. Or to stay on the legal side. Most people I know do not inform, but you should inform both the employers that and tell them that the timings are mutually exclusive, that you're working maybe weekends on with one employer, on weekdays on another employer, or the timing is totally different. Like, your morning 8 to 4, you're working with them, one employer, from 4 to 20, you're working with another employer. If we get if we get our H1B picked during the first year OPT, then our H1B tenure start after completing our 3-year tenure OPT. No, unfortunately, your H1B start. Okay, that's a good question. I'm actually finding the answer that myself. If it's possible to get H1B, but get it activated after 3 years, because OPT does offer you so many advantages, like no tax, like you save 7% on FICA FUTA tax, which is Social Security and Medicare taxes. You save 7% when you're on OPT. So a lot of benefit, the flexibility. So OPT is OPT is very strong visa as such. Okay, from my perspective, OPT is as good as green card. You get to work with any university, any employer. You get to work with any number of hours. There is no restriction in changing. You don't need to do anything. So it's very powerful, and you don't get taxed. So OPT is actually very powerful as such. But once you get on H1B, your restrictions start. But the only drawback with OPT is that it is not, it is, you're still on F1, which means that you cannot set, you cannot go to the consular officer, say, hey, I want to go and settle in US, because it is illegal. It is not what you call a dual intent. H1B is a dual intent visa, which means that you can go to an officer and tell them on H1B that I want to go and settle in US. I don't want to ever come back to my country, and they will cannot say anything. They'll be fine. Sure, go ahead, because it is considered dual intent. You can settle down, but F1 is not. So that is the problem with F1. But yes, Drumil, I will have to find the answer to that question, but I don't think it is possible. But we'll figure out. But that's a very good question. So question again is, if H1B does get picked up, can your tenure starts after 3 years of OPT? Probably, answer is probably not, but I think that it is possible to, it's possible to see. I am not exactly sure about that. So again, structure of H1B filing here. Vanel, I think H1B filing private, again, reach out to me in private for H1B filing. Okay. All right, guys, if you don't have any question, Drumil, I will want this one question, I will actually copy and paste, and I will get back to you with that question. It's a very valid question, that if that's possible, that saves so much time and so much money. So I'm going to save this for that question for future. Nalat. All right, cool, guys. All right, guys. I think that's it from my side. Again, as I said, please, if you have any questions, reach out to me. And I might not be able to. We have 2 boot camps starting this week for data science, data analyst, and front end. So I'll be a little busy this weekend, but just let me know. Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay, Vanel, I'm going to just give you some information on the boot camps right now. If you want to stay, I'll just stay. I'll just share my screen and tell you exactly what bootcamp does, what we do. If anybody wants to stay there, it's for Vanel. Vanel is asking, so let me just give her. So what exactly happens here is in our boot camps. Let me just. So I'll go to vinisco.com. So basically, Vanel, if what do our bootcamp do? So basically, like there are 3 big problems we identified that students don't get a job. One is they don't know what they're doing. They don't have the technical know-how. Okay. Second is that they don't know how to prepare resume LinkedIn, and third, they don't know where to get their resume submitted. Which means that you need to have all 3 taken care of to get a job. Especially, it's very difficult for data science, data analyst, because there are many more candidates in data science, data analyst that they are in software. So for every 1 application we get for front end full stack, we get 3 applications for data analyst, data science. So there are many more people in data side on the software side. So in the bootcamp, we do what you call 6 weeks. We build your technical skill set. So that's number 1. We do a lot of mock interviews. We do some live projects. We have some live projects that we do. We do a lot to get you up to speed. Then we make your resume. We start your interview preparation with LinkedIn. And finally, we have a network of people. We have our own consultants that help you find, like, you don't have to do anything. Okay. So if you look at this data here, you don't have to apply even 1 job, because we do everything for you. Okay. We do take care of everything from, so all you really need to do is commit about 6 to 8 hours a day of studying. That's the only thing. If you commit 6 to 8 hours a day, then we can get you a job very quickly. If you cannot commit, we can, but everything else will take care of you. And we don't charge anything. It's all basically, after you get the job, that you have to pay 8%, 15%, what do you call income share of 15%. That's it. And this is where our student typically land up, JP Morgan, Capital One, Amazon. This is where students typically land up. And this is kind of a calendar of a student who, if you see, that's how many interviews he has lined up. Okay, that's how a typical calendar. Again, you work full time. You don't work with us. We just help you find a full time job with. So you work full time with JP Morgan, Capital One, Amazon. You don't work with us. Okay, we only help you secure the interview, train you, secure the interview, help you crack it, and then you are on their payroll. You're not with us. Okay. Any other question? All right, cool, guys. So yeah, awesome, guys. All right, take care then. I will. Okay, so Vanel is asking one last question. That's 15% one time or number of months. So is it basically it's 15% of your monthly income for 12 months. So let's say you make, let's say 10, typically the charges come out to be about $1,000 a month for about 12 months. That's what I'm going to give you a ballpark number, about $1,000 a month for about 12 months. And typically your student gets salary of 890, 95, 100, 150, 118. Like that's the kind of salaries our students get. So, so we're looking at a number of about $1,000 a month for 12 months. Okay. In no more questions, I will. All right. Thank you.